Are we on the air?
Yes, you are.
Another big deal in 07 was the reign of the ringtones, man.
Oh, man.
The ringtone
That's out of
rap.
control, man.
I mean, like, the stats were showing that 8 out of the 10 top ringtones of 2007 were hip-hop ringtones.
Yeah.
Do you feel like when you're looking at it as an artist right now, I know Juice, we've spoken about this, and even you, Fame, the idea that it's almost forcing you to believe that the formula is making a song that's ringtone compatible, which again affects the creativity and what it means to become a hip-hop artist.
Yeah, but what's like, for a tone to be hip-hop, what's a considered hip-hop tone? I mean, it could be a good song, and somebody could download it as a ringtone.
Yeah, but the problem is the great songs aren't making it in the top 10 of most downloaded ringtones. I mean, you're talking about Crank That, Party Like a Rock Star.
Well, what do you want to hear on your phone when somebody's calling you?
No, agreed, but does it put pressure, considering that downloading is affecting sales and all those things, sales are disappearing? Seems like the only form of money we have right now is the ringtone. So now it's like you're thinking to yourself, do I really have to dumb it down just to get that ringtone money, which is the only money I'm making right now?
Well, I'll tell you, like, I called Tom Mason and Boy Wonder, and I told him made me a hot beat, you know, so I'm gonna have 2 for sure. But, you know, I'm gonna put something on it, like this beat right here. This is a nice beat. You know, I would spit something on it, and it could be a ringtone beat, and it'll be beautiful lyrically. So, you know what I'm saying? For an artist to go out and think, okay, I'm gonna make a ringtone song, I think that's crazy. Like, if there's somebody who does that, ooh.
There's enough people that do that.
Who just make a ringtone? Who just make a ringtone? Who say, yeah, I'm gonna take this beat and make a ringtone. For them to do that, they gotta get distribution.
But
the track has to get bumped, which means they're promoting
but what
the
he's
track.
saying, what he's saying is that's what they think about when they're making a song. They're like, yo, I'm not trying to make a song for any artistic reason. I'm just trying to make a ringtone.
Crank That was not an artistic song.
Okay, all right, but that's still a hustle. That's no different than somebody trying to sell a CD. He's just trying to sell a ringtone.
Let
him
hold up. You know what it's called? It's called evolution right now, man. You know what I'm saying? This is where the game it's drifting towards this. You know what I'm saying? People ain't buying records no more. They're purchasing ringtones. You know what I'm saying? So as an artist, to stay relevant, what you have to do is stay relevant. And if that means I would never go and say, you know what, I'm gonna make a ringtone record. You know what I'm saying? But if I make a song that, you know what, people want to have that as their ringtone when your girlfriend calls you or your brethren calls you and they're like, yo, I want that song to play. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with that. I don't see anything wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? I would love to have my music. Yo, if a man was chilling on the bus and I heard, pull up, I was like, yes. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing. Yeah. Is there anything wrong with that? I don't see anything wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? And for instance, say Plies and T-Pain, for him to say, yo, hit me on the ringtone, shorty. You know what I'm saying? I think that was a good look. Because you know what? You're going through the stages of evolution of hip hop right now, man, and I can't get mad at that. You got to stay relevant, you got to make money, and you got to be on the top of your game. And if ringtones is what's doing it right now, then more power to you, man. If you can do that, handle it, man. I ain't mad at you.
We're looking at the obvious decline of CD sales.
Oh, it's brutal.
It's brutal. It's killing people. I was watching the interview with Beanie, like, on YouTube, and there was nothing he could talk about, because it was like he didn't know what he was gonna do next, because it was like, I dropped the album, it's a dope album, Freeway's album is hands down one of the best albums, slept on albums of 2007, but it ain't selling. So they're on Angie Martinez, and there's nothing to talk about because they don't know what's gonna happen next. You guys, are you seeing an alternative besides the ringtones to make that money?
Shows. Obviously shows.
But that was never an alternative. That was part of it.
You know what? I think it's moving. Me personally, I think it's towards singles right now. You know what I'm saying? I think if you got a collection of hot singles, you know what I'm saying? People a lot from way back. I mean, Justin Timberlake released he's on his 10th single right now, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And Fergie's released her 12th. I mean, what is it, a double LP she put out? I don't even know. You know what I mean? And Timberland's doing the same thing. I think a lot of artists are just releasing a lot more singles nowadays, you know what I'm saying? So they can get that single money, and then a lot of people can hear what they're doing right now and that whole album. So if you have 6 hot tracks, 7 hot tracks, whatever, you're like, okay, you know what? I liked all these tracks. I will get his album. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's where it's going through right now. A lot of single-worthy stuff. And you know what? If you put together I still believe in my heart of hearts that if you put together a solid album where it's like an album, not just a bunch of songs together, but an album. And there's a big difference between songs and an album. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Which is why I think Jay put out American Gangster and he didn't want it as a, just download singles. He just wanted the whole album, you know what I'm saying? Because it was a story. He was trying to tell a story. And if people can get into that, I think people will purchase it, man. And that's just my opinion. And I'm hoping it's still like that, man.
They'll purchase it, but just the numbers aren't there, man.
Yeah, and you know what? I think the unfortunate thing that we're doing right now when we talk about numbers is that we got to get used to the fact that the global idea of numbers, that's over.
Yeah.
Like, it's all about local. So, like, the unfortunate thing about us here in Canada is that we never had a local market to fall back on. There was always local, national, and global. So in the States, even though the global market is dead, they still got the national market and the local market to fall back on. So Memphis is still popping as a local place. You know what I'm saying? Louisiana, you can still get money doing mixtapes. But we never had a local market to fall back on, so now we're actually being forced to make one as quickly as possible.
All right.
I think in 2008, that's what we really got to pay attention to. Yes, the global market is dead, but the local market is still there.
Right.
People still will come out and pick up a Rochester mixtape or a Rochester album.
You know
Also.
what? But the buying habits of the local people are the same though. They still don't want physical CDs.
Disagree.
You think?
Disagree.
Physical
Oh.
CD.
I think we can't base it on
I don't
anything because
know.
we live here in Toronto. Like
I'm
we
saying
never,
even here, like.
But that's what I'm saying. We never had anything here to know that people would have still picked up the mixtapes or the
for
local
$5.
albums for $5. Not the albums from 50. I'm talking about just the local artists. I think if you go to a place like New York, there's still a thriving mixtape market for physical mixtapes. Or else Lil Wayne wouldn't be as big as he is right now.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying?